Hey guys, I hope you have a wonderful summer. Today is traditionally the start of summer, June 21st. Technically, it was yesterday, June 20th at 3:30, the summer solstice. It varies. It's either the June 20th, 21st, or 22nd. It depends on the year because a year is not 365 days, it's 365.25 days, so it varies. But we're officially in summer. Uh, yeah, there was a video that was Trump put out or was put out about Trump that I have to be honest, it was pretty depressing. And this really shows how a lot of normie Republicans how they think. And whenever you think about an issue, one of the ways that helps me is to take the macro discussion, macro meaning large scale, dealing with national matters or international, and make it more personal, like in your real life, because you will find many times the same principles or morality will apply. Just because it's at a larger scale doesn't change the morality of the situation. And let's talk about immigration, but we're going to scale it down to your own home. All right. I have a home. I think I want to make it very inviting for people. I like to have people over. We have like game night, have company. I think I want to be inviting if someone has actually an issue and they need somewhere to stay temporarily. I will open a spare bedroom. I think that's a good thing to be. And I like my neighbors. I get along with them. There's an old rancher next door. I wave at him. He's in his 80s. We talk. We're friendly with each other. That's what it means to be a good neighbor, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't want people just to randomly show up at my house and move in permanently. And it's not that I hate other people. I hate my neighbors. Oh, I'm just so full of hate. No, it's because this is my home. I have things set up the way I want it. I like my peace and quiet. I need my own space. There's nothing wrong with that. And again, no one would think that implies that I'm just a hateful person. Because again, if someone's invited, I love to have them here temporarily. That's perfectly fine. And the same philosophy should apply to countries. This is our country, our homeland. Primarily, the reason we have a homeland is not because of economic reasons, is because we share certain values. The term nation came from the Latin word natio, which meant blood. For example, we still see that term in like neonatal at birth. It's blood, birth. It's people that are connected by birth and they have a common ancestry. And typically they have a common religion, customs, language. This is what helps bind a people together. And this is why we have nations. And from nations, we have countries. And again, it doesn't mean you hate other people in other countries or you don't want them to visit your country, or you can't have good relations with them, but you want to maintain your own country. This was just common sense, just like you want to maintain your home. But the problem with the modern GOP is they can't say that. They can't say, this is our home, America, and we don't want other people here because this is our home. It doesn't mean we hate them, but it doesn't mean we're superior to everyone. But this is our place that we want, and we have a right to keep it. That's all you need to say. But instead, Republicans, they have to do this convoluted logic trying to explain the reason to limit immigration. Like, oh, they'll bring in disease or crime, or they're uneducated. And, oh, we're not against legal immigration, only illegal. Well, but getting back to your home example, that'd be like saying, oh, okay, I don't want people just randomly break in my house, but I guess I'm required to officially invite people in my house and live here forever. As long as I invite it, and I have an obligation to invite these people, this is what has to happen. No, you don't have any obligation to invite people to live in your home. Just like we don't have any obligation to have people in our country legally or illegally. Obviously, illegally are the worst. They need to go first. But even legal immigration, we have no requirement to have that happen. Or if we do have it, it needs to be very limited, like it was pre-1965. It was people of European ancestry that we thought could assimilate well into our country, our customs, and be able to behave in our civilization. Some people are unable to do that for whatever reason. Whatever, they have their own homelands. And if their homelands are screwed up, I'm sorry. Again, in a personal example, it'd be like if someone where they live, they have meth parties, they tear the place down, they're always loud, the police are coming, they trash it. And then they're like, hey, Ramsey Paul, it's not fair I live in this shitty home. I want to live in your home. And it's like, well, you're the reason for the shitty home. If you come in my home will look like your home. No, I don't want you. Oh, you're just so full of hate. You have an obligation. Why are you excluding me? And you have to make up all these reasons. But the real reason is you don't have to have reasons because this is our home. This isn't your home. That's all you have to say. But let me show you an example. And it's sort of depressing how Trump wasn't able to address this properly.
The more important point, I think, Mr. President, is we need high-skilled workers in this country.
Yes.
Well, okay, I'm going to stop it here. We need high-skilled workers in this country. Yes, but for years, we were able to get them from Americans. We don't need to import these people, right? For years, this country was 90% white, and all the high-skilled people is like 99% white. We did pretty damn well with that. We were the #1 country in the world with the economy, technology. We went to the moon. Yes, we did go to the moon. By the basis of white people. We didn't have to import these people.
We need to recruit the best and brightest from the world. Every time we get somebody super intelligent from India or Europe, any country, that's
3 of us are immigrants, sir.
Yeah, and 3 of the 4 here are immigrants, the ones without the ties. And we can get these great people into our country, and that's a loss for our adversaries and our competitors, and it's a gain for us. But I've never heard you talk about this. Can you...
Well, this is a myth. I mean, if these Indians are so smart, well, God bless them, they can be smart in India. The place is a shithole, literally. Maybe they can fix their homeland. But it has more to do than just being smart. This is what I call IQ nationalism. Japanese are wonderful people, very intelligent people. I wouldn't want them to replace us, so in America, because they have a different culture, we have our culture. We have our homeland, they have their homeland. So this isn't just about an IQ competition. If I had to choose, whether I'd rather have stupid, violent people coming in the country or smart people that are alien to me. Obviously, the smart alien people would be better. But there's a third option. See, they make this a false dichotomy. You either have to have stupid people that are violent from, let's say, Ecuador that are ex-prisoners, gangbangers, or you got to have these intelligent people from India. Well, I don't want either. Why do we have to have either? Again, take it to your home example. Like, oh, okay, Ramsey Paul, you either have to take these criminals into your home or these high IQ people from another country. Well, if that's the only option, I'll take the high IQ people from another country. But that isn't the only option. There's a third option, which is in existence now. I don't have to accept anyone. That's the option that we need to do.
Please promise us you will give us more ability to import the best and brightest around the world to America.
I do promise, but I happen to agree. That's why I promise. Otherwise, I wouldn't promise. Let me just tell you that it's so sad when we lose people from Harvard, MIT, from the greatest schools, and lesser schools that are phenomenal schools also. And
those schools aren't great anymore, just to let you know. They're going on the old reputation. They don't get the best people anymore for those schools. If you go into the schools like Harvard, it's either because you're connected or your parents went there, or it's because of diversity reasons. You could be a total idiot that can't read, and you could be in Harvard now.
I wanted to do, and I would have done this, but then we had to solve the COVID problem because that came in and, sort of dominated for a little while, as you perhaps know. But what I want to do and what I will do is you graduate from a college, I think you should get automatically as part of your diploma a green card to be able to stay in this country. And that includes junior colleges too. Anybody graduates from a college, you go in there for 2 years or 4 years. If you graduate or you get a doctorate degree from a college, you should be able to stay in this country. And
all right. So what he's saying, Trump is saying here, just understand this, that he's okay with literally the entire world coming into the United States as long as you get a diploma, and I'm putting that in quotes, from any type of college. It doesn't even have to be a 4-year college. It can be a 2-year college. It can be some college that's made up in Tijuana overnight, and they rubber stamp you a piece of paper. Here you go, Pedro. You got your degree. And then you go into the United States. You have an automatic green card. This is just, you see the problem here, right? So all people have to do to get in the United States is to get a diploma, even if it's a fake one with basically a fake school. There's no way to monitor this. How are you going to tell if the college is legitimate in, bumfuck Egypt or something? You're not. And so the whole world, this is your loophole to flood into this country. And what does it even mean to go to college? I mean, we have people that have mental disabilities in college now. Literally, they can't read, they can't think. Going to college doesn't mean anything. It used to. It doesn't mean anything anymore. So just because we put these idiots through college and give them a piece of paper, how does that give them a right to take over my homeland? And even if it's not fake, let's say even if these are smart people and they have their degree, it's a legitimate degree, well, fine. They need to use that in their homeland with their culture, their language, their religion, and they help their people. We have plenty of people in this country that are very intelligent, that can't find jobs, especially if you're a white male, because you're discriminated against now legally in this country. We need to change that. We need to have our people be able to support it. And, we may have to struggle, but, again, for years, this was basically in that group, and the intelligent people, the engineers, the managers, the people designed everything. It was like 99% white men that did that. And we got along pretty well. So I think we'll be okay.
You know more stories than I do, but I know of stories where people graduated from a top college or from a college, and they desperately wanted to stay here. They had a plan for a company, a concept, and they can't. They go back to India, they go back to China, they do the same basic company in those places, and they become multi-billionaires employing thousands and thousands of people, and it could have been done here.
Well, good. I mean, why should we take them? I mean, let them do that in their country. Why are they coming to our country in the first place? It's because their country's fucked up. Why is their country fucked up? Because the people there fuck it up. They need to unfuck their own countries. This is what they need to do, and they need to go to those countries.
And a bigger example is you need a pool of people to work for your companies. You have great companies, and they have to be smart people. Not everybody can be less than smart. You need brilliant people. And we force the brilliant people, the people that graduate from college, the people that are number one in their class from the best colleges, you have to be able to recruit these people and keep the people. It was such a big deal. Somebody graduates at the top of the class. They can't even make a deal with the company because they don't think they're going to be able to stay in the country. That is going to end on day one.
All right. So this is sadly Trump's view of the situation. So you heard Trump. If he's in from day one, if you have a diploma, it doesn't matter if you're from a four-year school or community college or any bullshit thing, you're going to be able to pour into this country. Because Trump looks at nationalism just in economic terms. First of all, I doubt this is going to help us economically because these same people can't make it work in their countries, but they want to come here. And the idea is that, no, we don't have a right to have our own home. We have to accept these people as long as they have a college degree. This is a disaster. It typifies what's wrong with this country. And it's really depressing, the choice we really get here between Biden that throws it open to everyone, gangbangers come flowing in. The only difference here is, okay, gangbangers, you can still come in, but we got to give you this fake diploma and you're going to get in then. It's a disaster. It's really got me blackpilled on the election. I'm starting to really don't care if Trump goes to prison at this point. Really, what difference does it make? It's like both Biden and Trump have plans to replace Americans. It's just that one wants to do it legally and the other doesn't care about the legal aspect. Either way, we don't have a homeland anymore. So what do we care? Talk to you guys later.